Hey, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Yesterday, we've been supposed to forget this segment, but I've been getting some connectivity issues, so I've been getting for cancel the program. And I decide, say, for do I'm back today. I've been doing arrange, say, every Tuesdays and Fridays, I go to come online for talk to the people of Sierra Leone. At a time like this, we need them kind talk here more than for they go and point blame here and there. I strongly believe, say, one of the reasons why we political system not they operate in Sierra Leone properly is that we not they look at the issues. Instead, we they look at the people and the events. In life, people and events are products of the issues. The issues, they reflect the way a person, a community, or a society they think. So therefore, I believe, say, if we want to solve a problem in a salon, instead of we they go all over the place, they cast blame, they cause and effect, and above all, we they put hope and trust to say hope not they, they'll begin look at the issues. The issues now I'm going to lead we to the truth. And when we get to the truth, we go able to build trust. When we build trust, then all them problems here go away. I mean, now they make some previous audios them sometime since last year, but for one or two reasons, I've been decide for discontinue. Even though I've been they build up the technical side of the platform where they use now. Of course, as it is, I able to broadcast simultaneously on as many platforms as I can want for broadcast. I can broadcast on Twitter, I can broadcast on LinkedIn, I can broadcast on Twitch, etc., etc. But for now, I limit them to a few channels because it don't make sense for scatter the audience. I wonder we begin subscribe, we begin share, let people and begin know about this platform, then I will go full blown. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at building up the podcasting, building up the online radio segment, and maybe at some point in time get a land-based radio and television station where go broadcast inside Sierra Leone. 60 years after independence, he do so would upon this. I don't know how to describe this condition. And the biggest problem we get in Sierra Leone is instead of would they go front intellectually, would they go back? Because every day, trust, they die in our society. When a society, they live without trust, because a particular set of people will provide that trust, the foundation for the trust, not the dwam. It creates criminality. And where there is criminality, everything they go berserk. This not the reason we make I don't decide, say, come rain, come shine, whatever it takes, I'll be giving my voice. It's a legacy I want to leave to Sierra Leone. It's a legacy. Obi they go school and tell we say learning is better than silver and gold. We deny, and take the people and they in denial. But I wonder we understand one thing. The very religion who they go worship, Islam, Christianity, they're not who say God takes silver and gold for make the world. Then tell we say God bin gets the power of the word. It then at the Bible, it then at the Quran. When he reached to Prophet Muhammad, he tell and say, read power of the word, use the word, think, use this. Learning brings this, but una dey in denial. I make every date in the triangle another country. And until una recognize the power of the word, una begin use them for the purpose of peace. You go build 30 stones. You buy 600 SUV. You ride 60 private jets, but you are still the same person, because money or affluence does not change you. It only brings out what you are for make people then see. If you now be idiot, the more money they get, the more idiotic you they be. If you now be brute, the more money they get, the more brutal they become. If you now be gentleman, the more money they get, the gentler they become. But all of this now just introduction on wetin I want talk today. Wetin I want talk about today in this monologue is, since after the last selection or whatever we call them, where nobody no give credibility to, you don't hear people and they say, I will not need the international community. Well, maybe yes, we don't need them, but not now. Maybe if we think and plan properly, there will come a time in the future we will not need them. But right now, let we look at certain things. Let we examine certain things and see if not true, say right now, we'll not need them. First of all, let's get one point clear. However we develop, however we do, we get for work with the international community. Why? If Sierra Leone get all the factories now the world for produce, all the things we person can produce and sell. If the international community say we no want, you go produce item up, say rotten. If you plant all the rest, they'll say, okay, we get a coastal area we're not 25 miles. We're able to produce enough rice for make we eat and export. They'll use that area to produce enough rice. Then the one we left, we're not able to export. If every year they produce that same quantity of rice, they reach how the rice that might be rotten. You know, then get a parable where they say Pikin sabi run, but you know sabi hide. And what you they see in Salona exactly that. You get people them where they in charge of the affairs of the country, we feel say because they don't go tote some clothes na them body and wear some cap, they don't get all the sense na the world. So they can talk anyhow. There are times before you say a word, think, ask yourself, how will it affect that man? How will it affect that man? How will it affect me? Especially if you're there in public office. Anything you think, say, and do, if you take time and sort out what you think, say, and do. Because tomorrow, that will come back to haunt you. We don't need the international community. But before this government that is saying they don't need the international community came to power, they were very active with the international community. Videos then they, evidences then they. If you say that Maobin don't help you today, you don't need them. How you call that? It's not ingratitude. One of the biggest things where they hold we back. I no go call and sin. I no come for preaching religion. But one of the biggest things where they hold we back as a people, now the fact that we get too much ingratitude in we. And they across the society. Solomon, the day we pull you bally again, now you not somebody. After that, you not nobody. If you and Solomon get business, the day we pull you money again, now you not somebody. We don't misuse the money. The next day they cow it. What do you think say? What do you want tell me? How much money you give me? That is a part of a culture we're very dangerous and damaging. And now they see so now. We person cry for your net. Morning you ask her what you making I read. Oh, no need international community. Fine. One thing we get to understand is the international community even may not need us. Honestly. Now begin look at things rationally. Whatever we think we get in Sierra Leone, you call on gold, you call on diamond, you call on bauxite, you call on rutile, you call on whatever. You find more of it in other countries on earth. We are not the only country with those things. So if we continue, so then careful, say, okay, when I left the like I will see them so. All man go away. Now we see who that go suffer. We don't need international community, not so. We don't need international community, but una no get hospital na salon where will men person if he gets even belly at. Whose hospital they necessarily hold the men belly at properly? But I don't need international community. Small tap, you know, na loading a plane for one go for an hospital. You don't need international community. What if the people and say no kaya? We don't want you there. How you go do? Big man, you get for talk with responsible thinking. You know, you just talk how you feel for talk because you feel say now you get power. You know, to cousin of God. As a matter of fact, every human being, every living thing is a relative of God. So there are no special people on earth. Now we they create special people in our mind. And then special people they already create, and then they end up for cause confusion at the world and destroy the world. This funny class system we don't create. Class of I don't know what. When man thief boku money, then say God do help. Then begin call and bra. That's what we are. And that's why we're suffering. Last week, this weekend, we pass, I take part for our other program. We say the problem is we cannot solve it because we're not able to solve it. We're not get the ethical capacity for solve them. We hypocrite and mostly sycophants. And until we stop them here, it's a hard fact. Whether we like it or not, we have to begin to tell ourselves the truth. If you want to make progress in life, the first thing you do, tell yourself the truth. Whatever is wrong about yourself, accept and say wrong. Tell yourself the truth. Then you'll be able to correct it. But if you keep pointing, remember, say 3, they point back at you. If you keep saying the other man, remember, say 3 of the other man, they come back to you. We get to organize this and maybe use less of this. Because another thing we know problem is that people talk and talk a lot of things that were not necessary. The things that were necessary, then they make economical venom. Because some man feels, if I can't talk, I not go get job. If I can't talk, when I go salon, then go do me this, then go do me. Yes, let me go salon, do me what you want to do me. At the age you are, I can die any moment, so kill me. You've wasted your time. I know I use bad word now, but then get a parable, we say, for take what is scared belly woman. Some of we death not a intimidatory anymore. We've been there and we came out alive. We don't need international community. Okay, fine. Now let's go into international relations for proof that we need them. After us, we don't get recognition from China. We don't get congratulations from this. We don't. One place they will give na congratulations, empty congratulations. Honestly, those people will not risk their interest for your sake. And what is their interest? Apple Macintosh is designed in California and assembled in China. This creates billions of jobs for the Chinese people. It brings trillions of dollars into the economy. No sane man, not a risk because you want to protect some Mickey Mouse in Africa. None. The volume of business that China does with the West, with Europe, with America. If America say that area they would they sanction they, China they follow suit. They wanna know that, yeah? Because if they not follow suit, then tell them say, okay, until now they follow what we say for they minimize the trade. So God wanna go see what in there happen. The economies that have money to spend to buy goods and services. Now they wanna go against the economies whose interest is secured globally. Whatever you say, China has a lot of American investment. China has a lot of European investment. Go do your research. India, and get a lot of European investment. Una de able Tata. What is Tata? Is the able Leland in India. Who owns Leland? Who are the people who run those industries? Who are the people who run the stock exchanges? You talk say, una not need international community because una feel say international community don't say the election not credible. Una for produce data from polling station upwards. Una no one do that. So una they go and say, una not need international. Well, they don't need una, honestly. The only thing we maybe some of we go talk for make people understand in the international community is that when it comes to come, it's the poor masses that suffer. That's why some of us are even talking. We are not only talking to the international community, we are talking to educate idiots like you. Because you know and you pretend not to know. That's why I'm saying you are idiots. If you are happy for they in power, for punish you people, then you are an idiot. Let me say, when you are a leader, your duty is to do everything to make life more comfortable for your people, not to punish them. But if you do anything where they make the people and therefore suffer, you're an idiot. And until we accept some of them things here, we're not able to move forward. That would left this hypocrisy. They can't talk peace. Peace who that? Who that fed who that? Who that cost who that? Produce the data. Let them verify, say, this is the true result. Then there will be peace. Then there will be quietness. Then the international community would have nothing to do with you. They would have to go by your results. But if you don't produce that data, nobody is going to accept you. You know why? One, it's a bad example for the rest of the world. And I don't begin see the rejection, even on the Continental Forum, and I don't begin see the rejection. We don't need international community. Less than a week, you've got notice from an airlines that they are closing their service. I don't know whether it's true, but another thing they circulate, say DHL self-say, then they suspend their service. And I don't believe, say, the traffic or the transportation issue is connected with the political issue. What I believe is the airport where they make all the noise for is so expensive that now people can't afford to use it because of too many taxes. So all the services then they get for breakaway and get for shut down. You see, I really don't understand what thing don't go wrong in a salon. And they make some of you they feel bad. Feel bad in the sense that some of we spend the first 18 to 20 years of our life in that country doing what we had to do to help make that country a better place. From the time we left it to now, bien with the go. Bien. What is really not the problem with Sierra Leone? What is the obsession that we have? Because it seems like we have an obsession. Is it a post-war trauma with an attachment to affluence or what? Or is it a post-war trauma that is connected to some patriarchal sadism? I think we need to do some research on that to find out what is really not the problem. Because certain things they look there, they ask, why is it happening like this? What is the underlying reason? Who benefits from this? As they say in Latin, si bono. Who benefits? Who benefits from this? All. If people should benefit from anything in Sierra Leone, it should be the people of Sierra Leone, not a few. And this is why most of the time I have the tenacity to say the intellectual class of Sierra Leone are they responsible for everything wrong in that country. And I know they exclude myself. We all are we. When an intellectual class is ready to work together, the country makes progress. India got independence in 1940. By 1960, India begin take off structurally because the intellectuals decided, let us make this place for all of us. In Africa, the intellectuals and they decide, say, let us make this place for few of us. Now I make una can go with that rubbish talk, chosen few. Who told you they are chosen few? Which God can choose few people? That God does not exist. That's an obnoxious mentality. Chosen few told you are chosen, and few of you are. Don't try sober up on a salon now, Bo. Please. Don't try sober up. Otherwise, with posterity, you not get something for inherit. You not get nothing for inherit. The international community owe the cost, and they get for inherit the country. You go, well, they cost them, then they think, then they can quietly then take over the country. Now, when they cost them, so when I don't begin, they spend state money back, they go to them quietly underground, they go lobby. You know, over the last 5 years, you guys spent a lot of money lobbying. Now, I mean, they call clean image of Salone. But all those lobbying are now beginning to be exposed. When I don't begin back. The money owner for take build hospitals, the money owner for take equip schools, the money owner for take provide clean water, when they take and for go find clean image, so that when the international community send money, when they take and go put now on a private accounts them. This is how you people operate. Now, when they say no, but not grip on this count, I will not need to na self done now. They go underground, they go talk to them. Hey. With a watch who go expose you now. Yes, enough of this. They'll begin get trust in the society. They'll begin respect each other. They'll begin work together. You may sit in an office where you have free access to state resource, but you are not thinking. Some of us think. That you are not able to do. If some of you did it, we say, Lord, do so, do so, do so. Maybe we'll go able to get good results so everybody go profit. As a matter of fact, as Sierra Leone's, if we work together, we think together, we get the unity we need for. The least paid man in that country will be taking home $2,500 every month. If you deny it, I'll come in one of these programs and prove it to you. And we can have that as a minimum wage when we don't structure with society, even if we don't mine a single mineral. Yes. Because this too much minerals, now they be in all this problem. Diamond, no profit we. Iron ore, no profit we. Now they are about oil. Maybe now the oil make this, all this 1, 2, 1, 2, dokanu gemo na depa. Nigeria don't begin mine oil from 1958. Has poverty ended there? No. Why? Because this chosen few mentality is there across Africa. Dubai, where they make all the name now, up to late 1970s, early 1980s, now be a fishing port. Some common village, like I go say, Yeliboya or Shenge or them place, then they look at today. How did that happen? It's not the oil money. It's because the people in the country are ready to make the country, the intellectual class, and they respect international community. Because when you go to Dubai, you see investment from the international community. Then get oil money, yes, we know. But then put her into use, we're going to make everybody profit. The same with Qatar. The same with Saudi Arabia. Go to Asia, you see that happen also. Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. We in Africa, we resources them. Now few people for put the money in their pocket. As a matter of fact, they know they put the money in their pocket. Now they change, then they receive. The major part of the money, they go away. Either it go to foreign pockets or it go into uses where not necessary for the country. Then we say we don't need international community. And the funny side of it is, the people that already preach say we don't need international community, they never went to school in their villages and got a degree there. They came to the international community. So why now we don't need them? Why? Because I feel say, on able play smart, able America left we, then Europe left we go China, we go Middle East. You guys guys are not thinking. Honestly, you're not thinking. The Middle East, presently, 80% of what happens there is deeply entrenched with European and American technology and money. Secondly, Middle Eastern countries, they get what they call sovereign fund. Then country wealth from the minerals they would get, and they put her in a fund. That fund they want for grow them, just like USA yeah, and get the biggest fund, the biggest sovereign fund on earth. Norway has close to $1.5 trillion. After Norway, China. The Middle East now, then they fight for augment them fund and make more profit by investment. Now we hear of Middle Eastern countries going to Europe to invest in sports. They don't invest in television. They don't, a lot of things, entertainment. Because those are the areas you can make fast money. Do we think those guys will want to risk that interest for the sake of a small banana republic in West Africa? I am not going to answer to that question. The answer is with you. Keep fooling yourselves. Una don't know how the world they operate. Then they tell Una, we don't have permanent friends, we have permanent interests. Because Una say Russia don't go invade Ukraine, I mean. Una say all the interests don't lingo aside. So can go Russia, then go. Russia not get time for them. Honestly. I want you to get for understand that Salonis. I don't care whether you bring Arab man, you bring Chinese, you bring European. If we continue the way they think so, all of those people will go and exploit us. From 1976 or 77, China went to Sierra Leone. They started putting up certain structures. Then they build stadium, then build UE building, police headquarters, then build sugarcane factory na Magbas, then build Dodoma Dam na Kenema. All of those structures up to date. We cannot maintain them. We need to go to China for them to come and assist us to maintain them. So if you left that man, where they can bill and for a teach you how for maintain, I go to the highway get for the call for can maintain them. They say you don't need international community. Hey, Paddy begin think. Because that word they you not think, you just talk. Begin think. You don't need international community. Okay. The drugs in your hospitals, where do they come from? Cheap. If you say they go buy na India company get them. Na European company. What these guys have done is, then look at countries that will develop the human resource, we get the industrial and technical skills, then go there, then go invest. So by and large, they have control over those countries. If they say, oh, buddy, we're not going down, they say, oh, they go there, say, okay, would they minimize the business with you now? Their economy go suffer. So now they're not, look, we get for begin thinking before we talk. Honestly. This do this, that do that. Not trying out the issue. The issue is, how is the world shaped? How is it running? Who decides what? We need to know these things before we make statements. Otherwise, you'll be crossing and burning bridges that you cannot repair. Una left Kangaes. This not Trangaes una they make so. Trangaes. You cannot cut off the hand that feeds you. Unless we get all the mineral resources and water in a salon, we not get the capital and technical capacity for building things in there. And another thing, if we not feel say, we not easily go now then countries them where they don't blacklist as drug states for go take money for car run salon, that will be a catastrophic mistake. It will be a very catastrophic mistake. Because the international community, when they say, don't do this, then they activate everything for monitor you. If they want to, they can even monitor. As I'm talking, they see me. They can. There are tools, technology tools for that. They don't use it all the time, but if you become a person of interest, they use it. For those who know technology, I'm sure you know about OSINT tools. They can track and trace you wherever you are. Even if you change 50 telephones, you don't stop for use telephone. The day we go talk on side, where an amplifying microphone day, where they pick you sound wave, you go na the cloud, then they synchronize and they know say na person don't talk yonder. This is not 1930 or 14th world. This is the 21st century. George Orwell been write two famous books. One, Animal Farm. The other one, a lot of people don't know about them, 1984. He predicted the level of technology we would reach through. And he said there will come a time when truth will be lies and lies will be truth. This is the century. But he say the technology will go there. It able to monitor everything. He say Big Brother is watching you. Big Brother is technology. We don't reach from Big Brother and the area of this one. Now they talk about artificial intelligence. They monitor everything. So please, for the sake of people them, for the sake of the sanity of we country already depressed. We just come up and war. The people and they try for pick up Ebola come, and they try for pick up this mass. I don't know how to call it, because this is not a governance system we have. It's not government we have. I think we'll ask these guys to tell us what they have. Because it don't fit any definition. If this don't set in, or create more economic hardship, or create more stress and psychological imbalance for people them, do ya for the sake of we country in stability and in posterity. I ask that we be careful of how they talk. And secondly, if we know we have won the election, let us have this data out. From polling station upwards, publish them on the ECSL website. Let us see it. Then we will be the judge. But if it cannot be published, then we still have questions to ask. And honestly, you cannot stop those questions. You cannot. If you say you are going to stop them, people will ask. The international community will ask. And at the end of the day, they are going to demand that certain actions be taken for sanity to be in the country. And we hope, say, the action day no go include anything, will go make people and suffer more. If I reach there, I go stop Nayati there. Do ya? Let we do what's needful. Let we keep we country sane.